All right, guys. So we got I'm filming on my iPhone, so if it sounds funny, I'm also sick. So if it sounds funny, 2 excuses, iPhone and sick. But got the F23A from the JDM engine zone or engine depot in Philly, right in the corner over there. 40 minutes out from the shop, but it's really only 12 miles, but it's a city drive, so it takes a minute to get through. But crap motor from the silver Honda that was in the last clips maybe is here. The old engine for this is now in the storage room over there, but we're gonna get this F23, we're gonna bolt the clutch onto it and then put the transmission onto it, and then I'm gonna drop it into the Honda either today or tomorrow. So I'll have that recorded for you guys within the next coming days. And yeah, I'm just gonna put this motor over there and then start putting the clutch on this one, and then put the transmission that's over there on this engine, and then yeah, drop it in here. I also got a turbo kit for it. I didn't show you guys yet, but we'll get into that after we get ready to put this on. So yeah. Rear main seal looks okay. I'm not replacing that. This also should only have like 60,000 miles on it, so should be ready to just drop right in. I have some plugs to disconnect, obviously. They just cut the hoses and all that kind of stuff, so I have stuff to repair, like the harness. Engine harness is just here. Well, I'm gonna take that off and get it ready basically to drop in. So I got all that stuff to do, and then yeah. So let me get a pile of old stuff right here for you guys. Alrighty, so I got like a bunch of stuff off of this motor, the F23A. I still need to take off the throttle body because this is broken and this is broken. So instead of changing the sensors, I'm just gonna pull the throttle body off of this car, this one, and just throw it on there because the sensors are fine. So I'm just gonna swap throttle bodies, and then that'll be that. The F23A headers are different design than the stock F23A4 headers, which I don't think I have a set of. I might have a set. I'll look around and see if I can find them, but they look different. I don't know if they perform any better, but it's not really going to matter because we're going to put the turbo manifold on right now, which I'll show you guys in a second. So yeah, here is the turbo manifold for, it's a EM USA turbo kit from eBay that we got. I don't have that stock manifold to show you guys, but this is a different design from the F23A4 one. It's gonna fit on just like that, and I'm gonna bolt it up, and then I'm gonna bolt the clutch on and mount the transmission. Got the turbo manifold fully mounted. I had to put these 2 bolts in, these 2. Don't clear this tube. You can see it's up in there, so I slid the bolt in first and then threaded it on as I pushed the manifold on, and then I was able to get both threaded, and that's how I did that, and put the rest on, torque them down. Gonna put the turbo on and the wastegate dump after the engine's installed. I just wanted the manifold on the engine for safety purposes. But this is the clutch. It's a Clutch Max kit. I think it's a stage 3 or something, another eBay thing. This is an unsprung 6-sprung clutch from Clutch Max again. 10-pound lightweight flywheel. I'm just gonna clean that up, bolt everything up, Loctite on the bolts. Use the alignment tool that came with it. And with this original engine over here, with the OEM clutch that I have ordered from Exedi, it didn't come with an alignment tool, so what I did was eyeball it and use the transmission as the alignment tool, and then use the bolts. This is never a good idea, but what I did was leave the pressure plate bolts loose enough and then slide the transmission on. They were like half torqued, and then pulled the transmission out really carefully and then torqued them down to where they should have been, and then put the trans back on, of course. So it's like a two trans install, which is unnecessary. So you're supposed to just have this, but I made do with what I had. Another thing I have to do is change this belt around the power steering and AC. because I gotta put an AC compressor on here and run a belt for it because there's no AC compressor on here. So I'm gonna either steal the one from here. I might have one on the back table actually from the original motor for this car, which is in that room over there. But yeah, still gotta change the throttle body, my way around to the back. So yeah, we'll get to that and I'll hop back with you guys once the clutch is installed, and then I'll start doing the throttle body. Okay, so the clutch is installed. I changed the throttle body. So you can see the sensors are all fixed now. The old one's in there. This is the upper manifold off of the original car. And then this is the throttle body from the A1. I noticed that it was a single cable throttle body, and this one is the dual cable that has the cruise control. But the cruise control doesn't work, so I'm only gonna be running one cable to that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Capped off the bottom, IAC, and all that stuff, capping that. Gonna cap this, and the bleeder here. I might just vent that to atmosphere or just put a little breather on it, or cap it too, I don't know yet. But this is how far we've gotten. I got the AC compressor on, threw on the belt. Both belts are on, and that's pretty much ready to go. I noticed also the fuel rails are different. This one has a side mount for a fuel rail, and then this one's top. So I noticed that was different, but it shouldn't mount any different. It should just come right on, I'm hoping. And then the rest of the lines will just also mount right there. Torqued the flywheel to 75 foot-pounds and the clutch to 20. So that's what OEM is, so it's similar to that. And the alignment tool's in there, as you can see. Now I'm gonna grab the transmission, throw that on. And then I think I gotta put oil in the diff for the truck because that is leaking. So I'm just gonna top it up so I can at least make it home, and then I'm gonna call it for the night. But chilling at the shop, got Louie here. She keeps running out, so I had to tie her up. But yeah, the Z is here. I cracked the header on this. I don't know if I showed you guys this, but I cracked the header, the driver's passenger side, and then I broke the Y pipe, the flex pipe on the Y pipe on the passenger side. So I'm just leaking on both sides. So the Z is parked for the end of the season. I'm gonna let it sit here until probably March, and I'll fix it. Well, I'll fix it over the winter, and then it'll be back. But next big build will be this 4.6 into the 540i, the 4.4 M62, and this is a 4.6 out of an X5. So that's what we will be diving into after this big swap. I have a couple videos that I'm gonna do with the turbo kit, obviously, after we get that ready. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Again, throwing on the transmission. I'll record a clip after I get that on. I'm just gonna throw a couple bolts in it for now, before I put it in fully, and then I'll bolt it in completely once it's inside the car. But other than that, we're good, chilling for the night, and that'll be it. Alrighty, this transmission, now that I'm looking at it through the camera, is dirty, but I could clean that up. New starter, new manual starter, clutch and trans installed. Got the bolts in, like I said. I put, I think, 6 of them in, and then I have this back mount just loosely put in because that's gonna come off when we're dropping the motor in, and then we put it back on once it's all together. It's easiest to just do it that way if we're gonna drop it in from the top. But yeah, this is pretty much ready to go into the car, and then I'll be working on doing the turbo kit. But what I'm gonna do is take the oil pan off of this motor, which is just sitting here. This is an old one with the that was blowing by the piston rings, I think, were the issue. But yeah, what we're gonna do is take the oil pan off of this, tap that for the turbo drain, so that we have the turbo drain in the front, like right here. And it'll drain right into there and we'll be good. We got the feed too, which is gonna be on a sandwich plate for the oil filter, which I could install too before we put it in, but I'm calling it for tonight. I'm gonna do the truck diff that I was talking about earlier, and then I'm out of here. So yeah, peace out, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video or in the next clip. Well, we're back for day 2 of the Honda JDM F23 swap. into the CG6 Accord over here. Today I came in and buttoned up this engine, so pretty much it's ready to go in. And then I threw in the brand new manual engine mount. I didn't have this one, the rear one, but I think these three being replaced will be good enough to keep the engine from shaking back and forth with all that new added horsepower from our eBay turbo kit. That, and then I have a half radiator as well, so a bunch of other stuff we're gonna get into later, but right now we're dropping this in. I don't know if I'm gonna record anything or if I'm gonna just show you guys in the next clip that it's in, but we'll see. Okay guys, so we got the motor dropped in, transmission dropped in, brand new mounts as I showed you guys in the last clip. Now I'm wiring up the motor. I got the shifter cables all done and dusted, so that's done. I'm just gonna wire up the motor, attach some coolant lines. There's no ECU in it right now. I'm gonna take the ECU home and load a turbo base map so I can start it with the turbo. But right now I'm just gonna get everything ready and put in for the first start once we get the turbo kit put on. So yeah. So before I wire up the engine, I'm swapping the stock injectors for Acura RDX injectors. I think they're like 410cc or something like that. I have the whole adapter kit, and then these are adapters to make them fit into the single cam fuel rail, so just like that. And then I have the wiring adapters as well. I'm just gonna throw that in now because I don't want to have to wire it up twice. Just plug in once and we'll be good to go. I just gotta flash it with the Honda. But looping up the O-rings, I have to cut this little tab off of the top to get these caps on fully, so that's what I've been doing. I'm gonna clean them up after, but yeah, praying for no leaks because it looks like it's like just a press fit kind of thing. So this O-ring at the top seals at the top of this adapter, which doesn't have any like grooves or anything in it, so I'm hoping that seals, and we'll see. So I'll let you guys know what I think of them. But those are the stock old injectors there. These are the new 410. I think these are like 210 and these are 410, but we'll be running the car on 93 anyways. All right, what's up guys? Here with the single cam turbo build Honda F23 JDM car, that JDM engine that we picked up. I don't know what part we are with this, but got the downpipe done, the wastegate done. Well, downpipe, it's an up dump done, but as much possible clearance for the alternator wires as possible. Don't judge my welds because I was having issues with the welder in the back there, so don't judge the welds. Also could have cleaned up the piping more, so also on my part, but the welder was also crapping out on me, so I think it's time for a new one. But this is all mounted, sturdy. I cut the holes in the hood so that we can see all the exhaust coming out and the flames and stuff. But this thing is pretty much ready to start because I did swap over the lower manifold and get the blue RDX injectors installed with the adapters and seals. So I'm ready to get power on this thing and make sure we don't have any leaks in the fuel system. And then from there, we can probably get this thing started. Made up a little radiator holder for the half radiator here, and also with the Civic Rad, the stock hoses fit, so we're gonna be able to use the original stock upper and lower radiator hoses, so that's good. And then I have the intercooler piping to do next, along with the intercooler, which we have the bash bar off right now because we're gonna drill holes for that and then have that mounted. Also put on these nipples so that this doesn't have to come off again. The two that are there are gonna go to the vacuum block that Ben ordered. We also needed a AN drain for this because I can't weld aluminum to steel because it's a steel pan, and that's aluminum. I got an aluminum bung. That's 10 AN, and I was like that's useless. So we ordered one of the threaded drain plugs, and we're just gonna use that with some RTV and then clean up this one, drill a new hole, and run that for the drain. But as of right now, we should be able to, yeah, this is the one that I had on there. To crank it over and see how it runs, or if it runs and idles, I can continue on with like putting it together, but I don't want to continue on too far and then have to backtrack. I have the AC lines ran, but we noticed there was a break here in this AC line, so no point in charging the system until we get a new line for this one. This, it goes to this. And Ben's also considering deleting the AC because he might switch this to a down pipe and then delete the AC so that it can go down. But as of now, this is how the exhaust is getting routed. Today, basically, I'm just gonna put a battery in it and see if it'll start, and that's it. Like, I'll do what I can to like fix the little stuff that's messed up, but we'll see. But yeah, that's the plan for today. Yeah, motherfucker! Hold it idle. Over the heater and the engine running, but the Honda, the Turbo F23 is running after a little while of figuring stuff out. We got the car running with the turbo. So I had a lot of leaks from the eBay sensor plate that we got. In the back there being lit up. I can't even get a shot of it from here, but I had some leaks there. Base map on the Honda that I loaded up myself for these injectors and the setup basically, and it's got a 8-pound loose cut or a 9-pound loose cut right now. So we haven't taken it on the street to see how the boost feels, but right now it's just running idling, charging up the battery, which I relocated under here. I still need to put straps on it and everything, but I have this like terminals that made it a lot easier. And then I gotta finally mount the boost controller because I can also boost control. I have a boost controller mounted here for the turbo, and that's the tile wastegate. We're gonna switch to a tile blow-off valve too because that one's no good. It doesn't sound good at all right now, so we're definitely gonna change it. But I vacuum tested it with the Auto Pro vacuum leak thing and put it on both sides of the intercooler. So push this way and push that way, and no leaks on either side, so that's good. And yeah, she's running, she's idling good. No misfires at all. I had a mean misfire at first, but that was because of the pigtails, but I fixed the pigtails and now she runs perfect. Perfectly mint. You can hear and see. So now I have to do the master cylinder because I think the one in there, the master, is blown out, but that's a pretty new slave, so we're gonna see if the slave is good. But yeah, we're changing the master right now, which I have on a new one in the blue box up there. Then we have the vacuum block, which is a pretty nice piece. It runs to the boost controller, the wastegate, and the blow valve, and that we wired in here. Turn on the lights. How the dash looks lit up. It's running a little bit lean right now, but usually it idles at like 14.7. I gotta see why it's not idling at 14.7. But I'm gonna do that right now. But also I did a switch for it. Yeah, I did a switch for it, which we're gonna mount fully into one of these panels once we find one, and that's pretty nice. So yeah, pretty cool. Car's chilling. Yeah, also like I said, I'm gonna find out why it's not running at 14.12 like it usually is, or 14.2. Yeah, it's staying clean. I'm gonna get into that in a second, so let's figure that out. Also, master cylinder, so that's what I'm gonna be doing today. Just wanted to show you guys that the engine runs and that we have to move on to the next thing, which will be the 4.6 into the 4.4 V8 car. So yeah, that'll be an interesting event. It'll be like a mini M5. It's a 540i. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna button this up, show you guys it. Probably next clip will be it on the road or inside, getting like running through the gears or something like that. But I have to put transmission fluid in it as well, which I have. Always the good stuff for all the Hondas. Genuine Honda fluid for the Acura. We got picked up an EG, which is chilling in the back there. I'll show you guys that in another video, but this is gonna get transmission fluid. That she should be ready to go once I put the master cylinder in. So yeah, let's get into that.